We look at the camera or do we look at you guys?
We can start.
Do you want to go first?
Then what is sex?
Once you put a ring, the baby is in the belly.
Erection. I thought it was disgusting.
Trauma.
Basically,
The questions would have been raised much before if I had not slept through the Titanic sex scenes. So
I think until about 13 or 14, I used to think sex is just involves kissing and maybe breast, but nothing below that.
My idea about sex was when a flaccid penis touches the thigh of a woman, it just automatically discharges an army of sperms, which then I thought it was worms, not sperms. I thought it was worms. These worms would wriggle its way up and charge into your vagina, just break open the hymen, and that's how you have sex.
like I thought it's disgusting that you put one place where you pee from into another place where you pee from.
When I was like 4 or 5, I thought that because my mother was a doctor, she gave birth to me like this, like she cut herself and like I came out.
My friend is like, no, you have one more hole down there. It's called the vulva.
So the senior was like, you know that hole down there? When a guy puts his penis in your hole and you feel good, that's sex, okay? So back then, I thought everybody had only one hole, which was their butthole. And ever since I thought, I dropped out of my mom's butthole and I was scarred for life and I hated birthdays. Raga was always woke. Raga was woke from the beginning, yeah?
So one of my school friends told me that I should stop using jet sprays because my hymen will break after that. And then I told my mother this, like, we should remove all our jet sprays from my home. And my mother's like, shut up, you probably played basketball that day, usme hi phat gaya hoga. So then
So eventually I found this naughty backbencher in my own classroom who, held me like this and explained to me. The way he explained it to me was very brutal. He shook me and said, this is how babies are born, this is how people come into this world.
This girl who was in the 9th standard who sort of sat us down for the first time and explained what sex is to us.
My cousin had come over and then, they had just learned the word fornication. And she's like, you know what fornication is? I was like, no. She's like, why didn't you look it up? And this was, of course, the pre-internet era. And the best way to look it up was to go to the Oxford English Dictionary.
But I don't think I have misconceptions as much as reading Sidney Sheldon and after a point not understanding what it was. Like, I understood the basic one, then I had to Google it.
I read it in a Sidney Sheldon book called Untitled Midnight. And there was this one really powerful woman character called Noelle Page. And I think I learned my first sex lessons from her. I was like, oh, okay.
I think 6th and 7th. So but this was before we started watching porn. So yeah. So it was like porn was not a shocker.
The first time I watched porn and I think I had nightmares after that. I was like, oh my FG.
I did not eat for the next 2-3 days, especially carrots, bananas.
So I had sex ed classes, but the way it was taught to us was very informal and it was very uncomfortable. I wish they had told us first that it was normal and then told us exactly how it happened and what happened.
Everyone knows, no one talks about it. Why don't they just teach it to you properly?
You can't just leave it at there with just diagrams and say, okay, this is vagina, this is uterus.
Sex is not this sterile thing that lives in your biology book. It is between two living, breathing human beings.
I wish it was easier to talk about with your parents and teachers and all of that, and I wish people did not make such a big deal out of it in such a way that we never learn about sex or sexuality or gender or anything for the longest time till you're like adults almost. I'm going to say that.
I know what the questions are.
So, oh no, are you teaching us how to talk to each other, Shiva? Oh no, now question. Yeah, okay. Let's do it.